Hey, welcome to Write About This. This is a great app for students to use to do a quick write in the classroom. Get the juices flowing, get the creativity out there, and let's get them working on some prompts. If you have keyboards for the iPad, this is a great way to encourage keyboarding skills as well. But let's get started with a little bit of the bad news. This is a free app, so of course, free apps have limitations because they want to entice you to buy other things or to buy the full version. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of the limitations. Later on, we're going to talk about how to get around some of those limitations. So the first two things I'm going to talk to you about are My Writeabouts and the Create Your Own. In these places, you can only save the writings from one prompt for each of those. So that's a definite limitation. I've got workarounds for it, don't worry about it. The next limitation is in the categories. You open up categories and you see all these great things and you push on a category like seasons and you get one prompt. So, okay, that one not as helpful. But then we have random. The random generates a new prompt for you every time you push it. So you have something that's a lot more creative for the students to do. So that's what we're going to do right now. We are going to press random and we're going to move on. Alright, here's our first prompt. It gives us a nice picture to look at as a reference, and it also gives us the text. What I really like about it is it also allows it to read the text. If you click on the speaker, you can read the text. But what we're going to do is we're going to go right into the page where we can write this. So we want the pencil. So our next step is to click on the pencil. Okay, this is what it's going to look like when the students are at the place where they can do their creating. Please make sure that they enter their name, hopefully only just their first name and their last initial, because this device is still connected to the internet and I like to protect student safety at all costs. And then have them do a title, and then they can start doing their typing and make themselves a quick write. This is what it looks like once you've done some of your typing. You can see I've got a couple errors in there. I did a quick write, and that may be what you're encouraging with your students, is not to think as much about conventions in this case, but more so on the thought process, and if you've got the keyboards, to practice those typing skills. Now that my quick write is finished, I have to choose what I want to do to save it. We have a couple different options. I can save it to the gallery, publish it with audio, send it to the camera roll, or delete it. Now, I talked to you at the beginning about some of the limitations with saving. If I save this, no one else can save anything to the gallery. I would have to delete this first. So your best option is really not to save to the gallery. I haven't done the publishing with audio yet. That to me is a little bit further on, so I'll probably put something out later about that. So we'll leave that be for now. If the student didn't like it and they wanted to start over, you could have them delete it. Your best bet to save this for the long haul, though, is send to camera roll, because that puts a hard copy of it right on the device where you could bring it up whenever you want and you can look it over. Okay, so now I'm pushing the back arrow in this slide, particularly this back arrow right here, so that I can get back to the home, and I get prompted, do I want to save this write about before leaving? I'm going to choose no, because I saved it to the camera roll. I don't need to save it here in this app. So now we're back to the home screen of the app. We're going to look a little bit into Create Your Own, because that would be a great activity for students to do. Have them create their own prompt and then trade iPads with a classmate, and then they can do the quick writes on each other's Create Your Own. So that would be kind of interesting. So we are going to click on Create Your Own. This is the Create Your Own page, and it leads you step by step how to get your own prompt created. So for example, we've got step 1, add a picture. Step 2, type the text for your prompt. Step 3, record the audio. So you're going to read exactly what you wrote in your prompt. Okay, I'm doing step 1, add a picture. As you can see, once I get to this screen, I have a couple different options. I can take a photo right with the iPad to use as my prompt, or I can pick something from the photo album on the iPad itself. So you're going to want to make sure you have some photos in there if you want the students to do this, or you can just have them take photos from around the classroom. I chose photo album, so I pulled something out of my photo album, and the next step is to add text. Okay, we're at step 2 now, adding text. All I have to do is click in this box right here, and the keyboard will come up and it'll allow me to create a prompt. And I wrote, make a list of at least 5 fun ideas that you can do on an autumn day. I also did step 3. Step 3 might be really fun for your students, so that's what you might encourage them to do. But the next step is to record the audio. So they get to click the button that says record, and then they get to read what they wrote as their prompt. Once they're finished, it comes up with stop, and then they're able to play the recording back. So now we need to save this to category. We have to do that even though we can only save one into this custom gallery. If you're using it to swap with the students, then that'll be fine, because then the students can save the quick write that they do as a photo into the photo gallery. And then you can delete the prompt from the custom gallery. So you are going to click Save to Gallery, and then it's going to look like this when you're finished. This is what the custom gallery looks like. There's only one activity in here because as a free app I can only save one activity. So once I'm finished with this activity, I've swapped it with the student, that student's taken the iPad, they've done their quick write on this prompt right here, I can go back into the custom gallery after the other students saved their quick write, and I can delete this activity, and that frees up this custom gallery space for the next time that you want a student or yourself to create a custom prompt to be used in the classroom. I hope this has been helpful to you. Please let me know if I can help. If you need me to model it or you're just ready to go, let me know. I'm very excited to help you out however I can.